Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Sinha and today we will be continuing our topic that is our environment. So the first topic we will be looking at is food chain. So food chain, what is a food chain? So a food chain describes how energy and nutrition move through an ecosystem. In the food chain, food, nutrients and energy are transformed from one living organism to another in the form of food. So food chains begin with the plant's life and ends with the animal's life. In a food chain, each organism occupies a different trophic level defined by how many energy transfers separates it from the basic input of the chain. A food web. A food web consists of all the food chains in a single ecosystem. Each living thing in an ecosystem is part of multiple food chains. So each food chain is one possible path that energy and nutrition may take as they move through the ecosystem. All of the interconnected and the overlapping of food chains in an ecosystem make up a food web. So activities that affect our environment. The uncontrolled human activities and the rapid population explosion are the major causes of environmental degradation. Human beings perform various activities utilizing the environmental components. Though these activities make the life comfortable, they adversely affect the environment. Human activities contribute to climate change by causing changes in Earth's atmosphere in the form of greenhouse gases, aerosols, and many more. So, what happens is greenhouse gases and aerosols affect climate by altering incoming solar radiation and going infrared radiation that is part of Earth's energy balance. Biomagnification. So, biomagnification is the increasing concentration of a substance, such as a toxic chemical, in the tissues of organisms at successfully higher levels in a food chain. Biological magnification often refers to the process whereby certain substances, such as pesticides or heavy metals, move up the food chain, work their way into rivers or lakes, and are eaten by aquatic organisms, such as fish, which in turn are eaten by large birds or animals or humans. So the substances become concentrated in tissues or internal organs as they move up the chain. Ozone depletion. The ozone layer is a deep layer in the stratosphere encircling the Earth, which has large amounts of ozone in it. The layer shields the entire Earth from much of the harmful ultraviolet radiation that comes from the sun. Ozone is a special form of oxygen made up of three oxygen atoms rather than the usual two oxygen atoms. So, the causes of ozone layer depletion. The chief ozone depleting substances include chlorofluorocarbons, carbon tetrachloride, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and methylchlorophene. So, chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons are released from excessive use of aerosols, propellants, refrigerants. So, these act as with the ozone and break it down to oxygen and chlorine monoxide. NO2 released from the burning of fuels in planes react with the ozone to form NO3 and oxygen. This has resulted in depletion of ozone layer and the formation of ozone hole in the region above Antarctica. Australia is also affected. Waste management. Waste management is the collection, transportation, and disposal of garbage, sewage, and other waste products. Some of the most commonly used methods that are used for waste management are landfills, combustion, composing avoidance, and waste minimization. So all now non-biodegradable like plastic bags, glass bottles cannot be broken down by decomposers. So their disposal poses a big problem. They can be managed by practicing the concept of 3 R's, that is, the reduce, reuse, and recycle. So, the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, helps to cut down the amount of waste we throw away. Greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is the effect of the atmospheric gases like carbon dioxide absorbing energy from the sun and earth and trapping it near the earth's surface, warming the earth to a temperature range that is hospitable for life. So that's it for the topic our environment. I hope we learned something new today. Thank you.